The Minnesota Wild Podcast is presented exclusively by Acrisure. It's time for Tom Reid's Hotline. Text in your comments or questions to 64686. You can win fabulous prizes, including dinner at Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub or Wild tickets to a future game.
So don't ask me no questions, and I won't tell you no lies.
And now, Tom Reid's Hotline.
Jack Eichel finally on the board, gets his first of the series with under 4 minutes left to go in the second period. Breaks a 1-1 tie, and the Knights lead the Wild 2-1 after 40 minutes of play. Get those texts in now, 64686. We'll take your question, comments, thoughts, whatever it might be, your anticipation, your agony, whatever's on your mind. Send it to 64686, and we'll send it right to Tom Reid, and you could win dinner at Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. Another good hockey game there, Tom, but the Wild are having trouble solving Aiden Hill to this point, other than Ryan Hartman finding him on the one-timer.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. It's not that he's been a stellar in this game either. I mean, he's flopping out an awful lot. Minnesota, I just don't think they're putting enough pressure on him right now. They've only outshot the opposition by 4, 21-17, but I would keep going after Hill as much as you can. Fire the puck, get bodies in front, knock people down, do what they have to do. But Minnesota, they're down to their final 20 minutes. They've got to be able to come back and win this hockey game.
That said, I've enjoyed the brand of hockey I'm watching here. It's not like they're playing poorly. You can tell they're giving it their all. They're not getting rewarded for those efforts at this point, but it's not like they're not giving it their all at this point. Have you liked their brand of hockey?
Absolutely. I think both teams have really worked hard. Minnesota's done a nice job, and there's no question. I mean, you're coming into a situation where it's do or die, and that's what it is for Minnesota in this game. They just got to find a way, come out in that third period and really take it to task right from the drop of the puck.
Well, let's just jump right into it then with Marcus from Hastings. What, Tom, do they need to do in that third period to not only catch Vegas, but overtake them and grab Game 6?
Well, what they have to, I mean, they've got to get control of the puck. I mean, I thought the first period was really a solid period for Minnesota. Things always slow down a little bit in the second period, which they do, but now you're down to your final 20 minutes. And that locker room, I can guarantee you right now, they're talking about it in there. Now, they're not screaming and hollering yet, but when they get close to getting back on the ice, they're going to be, hey, guys, let's ramp it up. Let's say we got another gear here. None of those guys want to go home defeated tonight. They want to go home with a good taste in their mouth, and that's going to be a win in this one right now. And if they do win, they won't be going home. They'll be going right to Vegas for the next game in a couple of nights.
That's right. Game 7 Saturday at some point in Vegas. If the Wild can figure it out here in the final 20 seconds. It's almost like you can see the text line because this one comes in from Trek in Columbia Heights. In your experience, Tom, what's the vibe in the locker room right now? Between periods, you're getting ready for a potentially huge third period here. You're down by a goal. You're playing okay, but at this point, you're down on the scoreboard. What's being said in the locker room, especially by the guys?
Yeah, the guys, everybody has a voice. The coach might come in and say a couple of things, but I don't think very much. They don't have to say much because the players know the importance of this 20 minutes coming up here. And it's just a matter of, trying to encourage each other. Hey, guys, what do we have to do? Let's talk on the ice. Let's make sure that we get the puck, we dump it in. Let's forecheck. Let's go hard. We saw what happened when Foligno did it in the first period. At the end of the period, results in the goal by Hartman. Keep playing that brand of game. Be smart out here. Be smart with the puck. Manage it well.
Jerry in Stillwater wants to know, he's having trouble keeping his blood pressure down. He's listening to the radio, he's watching it on TV, and he's having trouble controlling himself. He's just so much into the action. How do players manage their emotions in a game as high stakes as this?
Well, you have to look at every game is going to be a little bit different, and your emotions are going to be a little bit different. Who you're playing against, what's happening on the ice, who's taking runs at me, who do I run after? I mean, there's different things, but you have to be collectively, you have to really hold yourself together. We don't need people stepping over the line, so you don't want to take unnecessary penalties. Some penalties are good if they're necessary, but for the most part, be smart out there. Draw the penalties. Move the feet, you move the legs, and all of a sudden now you're going to start drawing penalties and giving men some power plays, which they have not had too many of.
Some text comments here. Should the crowd yell shoot more? I don't think that's going to help. From the 952 area code, shoot that puck on net, do or die at this point. That's from Braxton in Minnetonka. From Bonnie in Elk River. Tom, why does it seem Like the refs are always against us. I think this is going back to that first period call against Marco Rossi. You got a chance to see the review. They call it double minor for high stick. As we look at it, McNabb clearly grabbed Rossi's stick and pulled it into his own face. Whether it was intentional or not, that's something that they have the ability to review, correct?
Right. They can review it, and they should review it, just to make sure you get it right. I mean, they got the offside call the other day. They wanted to make sure it was the right call, and unfortunately for Minnesota, it was the right call. But, make sure, because it cost Minnesota a goal in this hockey game.
Yeah. And
people are going to go away thinking, well, why did they do that? Why couldn't they go and look at the replay and find out what happened here? But they didn't. You know what? Right now, I think for the players to come in here, once they step on the ice, and that Vegas knows that Minnesota's going to be coming hard at them.
No doubt. It's going to be a hell of a final frame here. Real quick, while I have the opportunity, after we're done on the flagship for Wild Hockey, I got Wild Fan Line with Pat Micheletti. But earlier today, Joe Micheletti announced after 100 years in the National Hockey League, calling games mostly with Sam Rosen out there in New York on MSG, is calling it a career. Sam Rosen got the goodbye farewell tour. Joe Micheletti just says, I'm done.
Yeah, 18 seasons he's been broadcasting the New York Rangers game. That's a big ticket for someone to be there. And I think he did that. You know why, Kevin? Because he didn't want to take any thunder away from Sam Rosen, who's been there for 40 years. Both great guys, and, of course, Minnesota's own the father-in-law, I should say, of Mike Modano. When you look at Joe Micheletti, but wonderful guy and great broadcaster, and wish him nothing but the very best in the future.
Proud Minnesotan, former Golden Gopher, won a national championship with the Gophers, and of course both he and his brother and all the other 58 Michelettis from Hibbing, Minnesota, along with Bob Dylan.
That's right.
Yes. Quite the crew from up there. All right, so we've talked about this a little bit, but what are you expecting here in this third period as the Wild push for the equalizer and then some?
Intensity, composure, aggressiveness. Put it all out there, boys, because there's no tomorrow if you lose.
Awesome stuff, Tom. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is Tom Reid. Thank you for playing along with Tom Reid's Hotline. Someone's going to get a text, and they're going to get a gift certificate down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. I can tell you this much. No matter what happens tonight, twofers at Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub during the Wild in the playoffs and the Timberwolves in the playoffs. Twofers down at Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. What's a twofer? Go down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub. Ask them. They'll be happy to explain it. After 40 minutes of play, the Wild are down 2-1 to the Vegas Golden Knights. A huge third period coming your way here shortly, but we'll recap the first 40 minutes next. This is Wild Hockey, presented by XL Energy.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.